Alright, so for this charting session, let's start off with SCC, no? Now, tong SCC, as you guys can see, it's continued to grind higher. Diba? After we broke out of yung previous 52-week high around 42.15, we have parang grinded slowly higher, albeit probably not as much as some people would like. Okay? We've broken above yung next level of resistance ng 43.6 as we can see here. Okay? And then we pulled back. Yung pag-pull back natin, essentially, binalikan natin yung previous level of resistance, now turned support dito sa 42.15. So right now, ano yung mga potential scenarios sa pwede nating i-anticipate dito sa SCC? If we can come back up and start trading above 43.6, preferably breaking above etong swing high na to at 44.4, then the next level of strong resistance para sa akin will be around 47.4, no? Let me zoom out para lang makita nyo, 47.4. Now, balik tayo, zoom in ng konti. However, if from here, let's say mabasag tayo, we break beneath nitong 42.15, test it from underneath, mag-hold, and we start pushing lower, then may risk tayo na mag-form ng head and shoulders pattern dito kung nasaan tayo right now. However, I do like to point out, like natulad kong sinasabi, parang dito, nagkaroon tayo ng head and shoulders, pero we were still able to push through. So just because merong pattern, it doesn't necessarily mean na kailangan niya mag-play out. That's why meron tayong pattern invalidations, diba? Or pattern failure. So, again, that's something to watch out for. However, let's say na mabuo nga yung head and shoulders pattern and we actually close and start holding beneath tong 38.95 or 39 pesos na area, then maybe ang mangyayari is babalik tayo sa range na to between 36.15 hanggang 39 pesos, and from there we can reassess kung ano ba talaga ang gusto gawin ng price. Kung pumapangit yung itsura ng chart from there, then we might actually see price break beneath tong support at 36.15 and we can start pushing lower, perhaps revisiting itong cluster of lows na to na naiwan from before. Okay? Now, again, para lang clear tayo and lalo na sa mga super bullish dito sa SCC, diba? Kasi minsan na pagbibintangan tayo na hindi natin nasasama yung super bullish na scenario. If we can break above 47.4, then the next level of resistance will be here na at 50 pesos. Na naman natin yung Medic, no? Now, tong Medic, I was actually telling my students and Patreons the other day that if you want to see a confirmation ng continuation, then you want to see price break above tong 80 cents para mag-open up tong wider range above from 80 cents hanggang 97 cents. Now, obviously, that's a very good range to trade, but we need to be aware na may potential untog din tayo dito sa previous lows. Okay? I don't personally feel na it's a major area or major level, but regardless, kahit ano pang nararamdaman ko, pwede pa rin mag-react yung price dyan. We never know naman eh. So, it's good to be aware of it. Okay? So if we can see price come back up and start holding above 80, then perhaps that's a sign na we can trade this range here hanggang 97. Okay? Pero hanggang hindi niya nababasag pataas, the current range that we're trading at para sa akin will be from 68 cents hanggang 80 cents. Okay? The range that we're currently at right now. If let's say mabasag tong 68, let me zoom in a bit, mabasag, hold beneath, then we start rolling over, then balikan pa natin, maybe, tong 61, mukhang medyo dehado na, baka tong nag-form na inverse head and shoulders pattern sa kanya, ma-invalidate na by then. Again, I don't want to presume too much. We want to wait and see how structure develops at that point to be able to assess it properly, no? But for now, that's what we're watching out for dito sa Medic. Konting ingat-ingat kung nangyari yon. Now, let's say price does break up and actually breaks above 97 pa, then that's a good thing kasi baka balikan na natin tong mga highs na naiwan from before, from mga 1.12 hanggang 1.18. But, wag natin sobrang pangunahan. Let's wait and see first. Basta alam natin na itong 97 to 90 mga piso na area will be a hard area of resistance. So, just be aware of that in case na gusto nyong i-trade tong Medic. Next, let's talk about Jollibee, no? Now, tong Jollibee, it was textbook perfect sa pinag-usapan natin dito sa channel na to. It was textbook perfect sa pinag-usapan ko with my students, with my Patreons, and so on, no? So I hope na na-trade yung lahat to. Once we broke out of yung neckline in this candle here, we had the good pullback that we wanted to see, the very next candle. And then the candle after that, we more or less went straight to target. So it would have been a trade that lasted for about a day, maybe 2 days if you were being very aggressive. It depends, but again, it was the perfect trade based to sa pinag-uusapan natin from the past ilang videos regarding Jollibee. Remember, we said noon we wanted to see sana na mag-pull back dito, and then ayaw niya. Then we said na maybe nagbuo na to. We wanted to see it play out, wanted to wait for confirmation. We got it here. Then the trade would have been taken, it would have been executed, it would have reached target, and then you would have been out, or at the very least, you would have taken some profits. Now, where price is currently, kung gusto nyo magdagdag or kung gusto nyo palang pumasok, medyo tagilid tayo ng konti, no? Just because we are at this area of supply. Meaning, parang nauuntog na tayo kung saan natin ine-expect na mauntog ang price. From here, magugulat ba ako if we get a pullback? No. Kasi ine-expect naman talaga natin na mag-hold tong area na to, eh. Diba? Now, kung sabihin natin, mabasag natin tong white zones na to, and we start trading above it, then I think it opens up this wider range here from mga 240 something hanggang mga 260 pesos. Okay? Pero whether or not we actually get there still remains to be seen. After all, nakaipit pa tayo dito, eh. We are reacting where we expected price to react from. Ang ayaw nating makita is for price to pull back all the way, break itong 217, start holding underneath it, and then mag-roll over, breaking beneath yung swing low na ma-form dyan. Kasi kung nabuo yan, number 1, baka mabalikan natin yung support na nag-form dito at 199, and baka mag-form din tayo ng head and shoulders pattern. And although it's gonna be forming within the wider range, okay, I'm aware that a lot of people will still notice it, which might bring about a more bearish turn dito sa Jollibee. So just something to watch out for, potential scenarios na kailangan pag-ingatan dito sa Jollibee, no? Now, kung mabasag tong 199.4 altogether, then I think any type of bullishness medyo negated na. We'll be watching kung mabasag tong 190 para mag-form ng lower low, no? Kasi technically speaking, pwede pa rin naman na ito yung high, low, lower high, lower low. Baka sa big picture, ito pa lang yung lower high mo at mag-form tayo ng lower low upon break nitong 190, 191 na area. If that happens, then we'll be watching out for this white zone again and see how price reacts kung bumalik tayo dyan. Kung maganda yung reaction, then there's perhaps some trade to be taken there. But again, wag natin sobrang pangunahan. Let's see how structure develops and talk about it again kung mangyari man yun. Next, pag-usapan natin yung BSC, no? Now, tong BSC, honestly, we can keep dissecting this into mini ranges. And if you're a scalper, perhaps you're already doing that. But we won't focus on that on this particular analysis, no? Let's focus on the wider range that it's trading in, which is from 0.35 hanggang 0.435. Bakit yon? Kasi yan yung leg na to, eh. Okay? Naging medyo conservative na nga ako. Linagay ko yung resistance around this area here kung saan tayo naka-encounter ng previous support, diba? And previous resistance. So we're being a bit more conservative when it comes to our range. If you want to be more aggressive, you can push it higher hanggang dito sa 47. But for me, personally, feeling ko okay na yan. Now, if price comes back dito sa 0.35, does that mean that you immediately try to trade this range? I would argue na hindi. Kasi during the course sa pag-form ng range na to, marami na ring mga areas na nag-form na pwede niyang pag-untugan. Plus, given the fact na hindi naman nakatuon yung pansin ng market right now sa BSC, it might become a very illiquid trade, no? So, something to watch out for lang. Now, kung kunwari, pasok siya sa setup nyo, pasok siya sa parameters nyo, and you want to range trade this, then by all means, go ahead. Pero again, for me, I'd rather be more conservative and miss a potential trade rather than to force it and eventually find na naiipit na ako. Now, Kung mabasag yung 35 cents na area, the next level of support will be 315 and that opens up this range beneath from 315 hanggang 35 cents. And if mabasag natin tong 435, it opens up this wider range above hanggang 495. But again, be aware na may potential untog tayo dito sa area na to around 47. All in all, I'm personally not very excited when I look at this chart. Nothing leaps out at me na tipong, huy, i-trade mo ako. Parang wala pang ganun no? So I would rather be patient and wait and see how this develops before re-engaging with BSC. And then finally, let's talk about HTI or Haus Talk Inc. No? Now, tong Haus Talk Inc., we are trading within this range here, more or less, between 82 cents hanggang 1.08. It's a very wide range kasi bungi-bungi din yung order book nito. Meaning, if you look at yung order book niya, there's a high likelihood na kunwari, yung bid side nasa 80 cents, kunyari, then yung ask side nasa 85. Parang ganon. I understand na nasa 94 siya. Nagbibigay na ako ng example, no? Now, as always, we will also segment yung range niya kasi dito meron na tayong clear-cut na level at 94 cents, 95 cents. Diba? From this low here, these lows here. Diba? Pati dito, nag-react din tayo dyan. Even with the gaps, you can see it and it's acting as resistance. So because of that, if you do want to range trade this, instead of looking at the wider range, maybe consider na i-trade na lang from 82 cents hanggang 94, 95 cents. Maybe. Or if we're holding above itong 94, 95 cents, see if you can trade this range here hanggang 1.08. Now, all that being said, we do need to notice as well na volume isn't really there. Hence, yun nga, medyo bungi yung order book. So, you need to be very careful if you intend to range trade yung ganitong mga medyo alanganin na stocks. Kasi nga, wala gaanong liquidity eh. Now, I understand that the term liquidity can be applied to a lot of different things and there's a better way to describe things other than just putting it in the general umbrella of liquidity. But I found na sa ganitong mga sessions natin, it's just easier to talk in a way na nagkakaintindihan tayong lahat rather than trying to force specific terms na hindi rin naman maintindihan ng ibang tao. Diba? Now, dun sa nag-request na to, I am not entirely sure what you're seeing. Perhaps you're seeing the same ranges na nakikita ko. And of course, kung pasok naman sa parameters nyo, go ahead and trade it. But for me personally, siguro medyo iwas-iwas muna dito. I don't think it's the best thing to trade right now. I think it's not going to be an easy trade for most people. And of course, the market could always prove me wrong. It's done so before. It will do so again. But again, siguro konting patience pa. Wait for how things develop before deciding whether or not you want to end up trading HTI. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope nakatulong po to sa inyo kahit konti and may natutunan kayo kahit papano. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!